Hello, my paper peeps. Today I'm going to show you how to scrapbook like a pro. Here are 10 techniques revealed. The first technique is scrapbooking using postcards. Let's start thinking outside the box and let's move away from those 12 by 12 layouts and really showcase our artwork and our memories in something like this. This is a scrapbook journal box that you can place postcards in that you've created yourself. And I'm going to show you how to use different techniques in this scrapbook scrapbook. You call it what it is. Bottom line is it's not a 12 by 12 and it's a cool way of cataloging your memories. After I've prepped this scrapbook card, which I will usually place a inspirational quote or just a word of encouragement or even a love letter to the person I'm giving this to on the left side, the correspondence side. And then on the right side, that's where I'm really going to jazz it up with different techniques on scrapbooking. And that's where you kind of start to really showcase your artwork. The next technique I'm going to show you is using acetate ephemera to embellish the right side of this card. And the reason why I like acetate embellishments is because you can actually see through these images, and I really like them. Do you see how it doesn't cover up the postcard sign or any of the stamping that I've done previous to that? So if you can find acetate ephemera, they're really good, especially if you love to layer different elements and you don't want to cover up all the artwork that you've done underneath. The next technique is using wood embellishments. And I can't stress this enough, but these wood embellishments are perfect for your scrapbook journals. The reason why is that you can ink them and paint them, stamp them in any way to match your journals. If you can get your hands on different types of wood embellishments, I think it will really add interest to your scrapbooks. The next technique is adding photos. Now, we all love to add photos. Normally, in a lot of scrapbook journals or in a lot of scrapbooks, you'll see people matting their photos. Well, why mat them with paper? Why not mat them with a stamped background like this one here? I love stamps like this because then, you know what, it gives it that added scrapbook element that isn't a paper mat that you usually see in a lot of traditional scrapbook albums. Another element of scrapbooking that I'm obsessed with are collecting stamps that are date stamps. So instead of writing it with pen on the paper, I really enjoy collecting stamps that you can actually place the date of the event that you're showcasing there, and you can just stamp that directly onto your paper. Now, one of the mixed media elements that I have included in my scrapbooking is using this Opal Polish. I like this. There are so many ways to use Opal Polish, but in this case, I'm just going to show you this one simple way. With your wood embellishments, what I've done here is inked it first with the distress ink. And then what you do is you can use the sponge on top of the opal ink, but you can also use your finger to dab on this beautiful ink. Now, it's a water-based ink, and so if you are to use the sponge that it comes with, or a brush, it's so easy to wash. You just wash it in hot water, and it comes in 30 colors. Now, I have the green pearl opal polish, and it creates this colorful iridescent effect on any porous craft surface. So before using this, you have to prime the sponge. And the best way to prime it is just wetting it with warm water and then pressing out the excess water. Then you can dip the sponge into the polish and apply it in a circular motion to highlight the details that you want to cover. Now, I'm not going to use the top of the brush just because this is such a small space. So I'm just going to use a brush. Now, when I finished this, I didn't like the color of it. And the great thing with opal polish is that once you dry it, you can layer on top of it. That's the great thing about it. Now, with this layering effect, depending on what you layer with, if you use an acrylic paint, then you can pretty much cover up the whole surface. But in this case, I like the green and I want the green to show through. I actually like the opalescence and the iridescence of the Opal Polish. So what I'm going to use is a black distressing, because the distressing will allow that opal iridescence to come through. The next technique is Foundry Wax. I found this last year. It's a Tim Holtz product and I absolutely love this product. Now I'm going to use the Mind color, and the best thing to do with this type of pigment is you want to make sure you shake the bottle quite well, and then you apply a few drops of wax onto a craft sheet, or in this case I have a porcelain plate that I'm using. You can also apply it directly to the surface by using a dry paintbrush. And then the one thing you want to do is it has to be heated slightly to transform it into that vibrant metallic finish that everyone loves so much from this product. It does have an off-gassing though, so you'll want to use this by the window if you're going to use this. It's not a strong smell, it does have a smell to it, so make sure that when you do go and heat it, that you open the windows. The next technique is using dried flowers. Now, I have these leaves that are not real flowers. They're not stickers, but they're just dried or fake flowers, and I love them for paper crafting. But if you do have dried flowers like you see here, the best way to put this on your scrapbooking is using packing tape. I've taken some of my dried flowers and put them directly on my scrapbook journals, and let's just say after I've manipulated or even just opened the book a few times, it's amazing how it just crumbles under that kind of wear and tear, I guess. So this is the best way to show off and display those beautiful dried flowers. And I just cut around the image, making sure that I still left a little bit of a border of that packing tape on it. Then you don't have to add an adhesive to the back of it. It ends up being the adhesive for your dried flower. And if so far you like these tips and tricks, then make sure you stamp that like button so it can spread to the rest of our crafting community. Thank you. Now, one of my favorite techniques is using old newspapers, which I find are so much fun. They really add another dimension to your scrapbook journals, and I use it like washi tape. Now, the best thing to do is you need to get your hands on old text, like things that were printed, oh gosh, 20, 30 years ago. And the best place to find these are on Etsy. That's where I found this one anyways. Now, another technique is using distress ink, more specifically distress embossing powder on your ephemera. And this is a little different than what you may be using right now, because with this type of distress powder, there's a beautiful component about it that I really enjoy, and that's the fact that you can see right through the embossing. So if you have text underneath, then that will actually shine through once you heat emboss the powder. And if you're a seasoned scrapbooker, can you let me know what you use in your scrapbook journals that you are obsessed with, that this is your go-to every time you scrapbook journal? Let me know in the comments section below, because you know what? It would be so great to see what other people do. If you're interested in how to set up your scrapbook journals, then you might be interested in this series of videos. We are currently in the Sage collection, and I am at the tail end of completing my scrapbook journals. Actually, it's pretty much done, but I want to use up all my material materials and all the things that I actually had set out for the scrapbook journal. So this is one way where I'm actually showcasing and really getting rid of all those little extra bits. And the thing is, I'm not really getting rid of them because I'm creating these beautiful masterpieces that I want to give away to friends and to family. So if you're interested in how to set up a scrapbook journal, how to use those extra elements once you're done, then make sure you watch these next videos at the end of this video. And you know what? I really hope you enjoy them. So take care and we'll see you soon. Bye.